Welcome to Park Center High School for Northwest Suburban Conference Boys Soccer. It's the season opener for these two clubs, the Park Center Pirates and the Champlin Park Rebels. Good evening, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Sig Ligry. And Sig, these teams had fairly similar seasons last year. Park Center winding up third in the conference. Champlin Park just right behind them in fifth place. Pretty evenly matched teams last year. A lot of players back, so we kind of expect to see a pretty evenly matched game tonight.
It should be, because they've only lost a few players from last year. So we're going to look for this game especially. The teams are going to be trying to figure out how do they gel. You know, first game of the season, you're going to have jitters. You're not going to be really that sure of what your subs are going to be doing and who's going to be filling in what roles. So that's going to be very interesting for both sides.
Scott Dossett, the Champlin Park coach, really talked about that, how he's more interested in evaluating his guys tonight more so than, yeah, sure, you want to win, absolutely, but this is more about that part of it, about getting started building for the end rather than being super concerned about an August result.
Yeah, you want to know that early. If you're going to have an issue with a player, or if you don't have the right combination, you want to do that at the first game of the year, not middle of the season, trying to switch players around and changing formations and those things, because that becomes disruption. So yeah, it's very smart. I think both teams are going to do it. They want to see who they have and how they play together.
Jason Barnhouse, the Park Center coach, saying his team might have a little bit more skill this year. They were very athletic last year, but he said, for lack of a better term, more pure soccer players who have played a lot of ball and are more technical, and they're hoping that shows up on the field for them.
Well, it normally does. In high school soccer, you have a lot of players that have individual skills because they've been playing for years and years. But when you get to the varsity level, when you start making more effort on playing as a unit, as a team, how well do you pass? Do you know where to pass? Do you know when to pass? Do you know when to receive the pass? All those things come into play, and it takes time to build that. That's how you build a team.
Good rivalry game, I think, too. The teams aren't very far apart at each end of Brooklyn Park. They're also in obviously the same conference, but the same section as well. So it's a game that the players, we did say very early, but I think the players definitely want to beat each other too.
Oh, absolutely. The competition is there. They know each other from even these teams, they've played several years against each other. So there is a rivalry between these two schools. And yeah, they want to win, but they also want to develop.
All right, we'll see who comes out on top tonight. It's the Pirates and the Rebels doing battle next here on CCX Sports Boys Soccer action.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Welcome back here to Park Center. A surprisingly cool evening after what we've had heat-wise these last few days, a big drop-off. And you can see it's the home opener and the season opener for the Pirates as they are being introduced and jetting out the tunnel there, starting with their goalkeeper, Brody Ping, who was a junior and one of their captains in split time a season ago. And they're pretty confident that he can do a solid job for them and be a guy that can be solid in the back for them. And Champlin Park in a kind of a similar spot in terms of that they have a goalie who played some last year. And they're looking for one guy to kind of take the lead, and Michael Osseo getting first crack at it for the Rebels this year. As you see Eddie Swen, one of the returners for Park Center, being introduced. And they've had a couple of pretty decent seasons in recent years here, a little good resurgence for our Park Center soccer program. And coaches, we were talking about how balanced everything is within the conference and within the section. Both of these teams were eliminated by Irondale last year in section play. Both of them, by seed, were supposed to beat Irondale. Neither one of them did. Champlin Park lost in the quarterfinal round, and then Irondale turned around and beat Park Center in the semifinal round. There truly is not much difference between the upper part of the conference and the bottom part of the Northwest Suburban. You get a game every night there's battles, there's results that surprise you, there's teams that are pretty evenly bunched. I mean, yes, Totino Grace last year did win all the conference games, so you can't say there was complete parity, and they went on to win the Class A championship. Maple Grove out of the Northwest Suburban got to the semifinals in Class AA, so there's quality, but there's also quantity of good teams, and these are two of them who it just seems like these last 4 or 5 years they've been quite similar. They're good, they're above average, maybe not elite, but quite strong, and when they're playing each other, it's always seemed to be a pretty good matchup. And that includes the one a year ago. Actually wound up being a 2-goal win for Champlin Park, but in overtime. They scored twice in the extra session, which you don't see all that often, but it happened a year ago when the Rebels were able to secure a very early season win. Both coaches were a little bit hesitant about the fact that they hadn't gotten a game under their belt beforehand. Coach Barnhouse said we'd like to have at least one or maybe two non-conference games before we get this conference schedule started, but he said it just didn't work out schedule-wise with the teams that we were going to play. So we get, there's no dress rehearsal this time. It's showtime right away, as Scott Dossett and his Rebels, he said, we have so many returning guys who we feel are pretty well set. They're still battling for positions and all, but he said we've got some young guys. We've got a couple freshmen, sophomores that are going to be inserted in the lineup tonight, and we want to see how they mesh with those older guys, how they get into the flow of the game. And then the second half, it'll be a little bit more merit-based maybe. Who's going to play, who's done good things in that first half and go from there. But he really viewed that as his number one key, was just getting a look at a lot of guys and getting a look at them playing together and getting those first game jitters out of the way here too. Park Center will have the ball first here to start tonight's contest. And we are underway as Park Center in the green and Champlin Park in white. Booted straight ahead, and a strong header stepping up there for the Rebels was Drew Collins. Nice spin there by Chief Williams, but played ahead, and Collins will take it for Champlin Park, trying to send that one long, but headed on out of there. Flicked ahead, the Rebels trying to possess, but then sent goalward here, and Osseo will come out with it for Champlin Park, and playing it up for Will Heinen. The sophomore drops that pass off, looking for a return, but well read and intercepted there by Sekou Manelba for Park Center. Collins breaks it up. Now Armin Yasenek controlling for Champlin Park, sending it long. And a race for it there. Brody Ping coming out to play it for Park Center, but it will be a throw for Champlin Park.
That ball was spinning out of bounds. Will be Rebels with the throw in.
Taking the throw for Champlin Park is Kevin Arthur. Rebels did have one key loss to graduation. Fabel Cabor was their top player a year ago, playing collegiately down in Iowa now. So that's one guy that they'll definitely, I remember that back to games we did last year, that, there's a near giveaway, but a nice recovery. Then it was stolen back, though, by Eddie Swen. Swen getting a step here for Park Center, playing it through right side. Here's a chance. And just over the top, as Caleb Love had a pretty decent opportunity for Park Center, but couldn't connect and puts it over the net.
Here's a penetration coming on the right side. Sees a shot, takes it, then a little bit on the high side, but pretty good play.
Osseo coming out to challenge, and kind of fortunate that one went over the top. So Champlin Park turnover nearly cost them a goal right there. Rebels working it up the left side, getting it over now to Cullen McSweeney. He's able to dish it off. Obviously for Champlin Park, they've been doing most of their training on their grass field, where the Pirates and quite a few of the conference members, certainly not all, are now playing on artificial turf, so it is a little bit of a different game. Flicked ahead and the race is on. Williams digging hard up the left side, but Osseo will come out to smother it here for Champlin Park. Williams showing he's got some wheels. Those orange shoes make him look even faster.
Yeah, those shoes were blur orange.
Collins controlling it here for the Rebels. Drops it over to Noah Azura. Got away from Yasenek there. Nice control by Eddie Swen. Dropping it over to Manoba. Swen trying to give it back. Nice step up though by Heinen. Now Heinen gaining possession for the Rebels, but that pass intercepted. And a trip called there as McSweeney was taken down. Foul against the Pirates. Free kick here, Champlin Park. Played about 3.5 minutes of soccer so far here, and no score on the board. Only one real good chance, and Park Center had a shot that they put just over the top of the net. So served into the box here, a header, and out through traffic to get it was Ping. He had a player fall near his feet that kind of kept him from getting to it on as direct a line as he wanted to, but no harm done.
No, he kept his poise and watched the ball bounce and grabbed it.
Collins dishing over Yasenek, giving it back to Collins. And then a long shot attempt there is pushed wide of the mark by Ahmed Awel for Champlin Park. I'm not sure, he may have been looking for a pass there, but as it was, it rolls wide, and we get a goal kick here for Brody Ping and the Pirates. School about to start, of course, next Tuesday for both of these very large school districts in Okehennepin and Osseo, 279. Collins with the header and right on target, Yasenek. And he had it jabbed away, a nice takeaway there, and then a foul call going against Champlin Park, as after he lost that ball, Yasenek gave a little tug there after Nyanka had taken it away from him. So good work for Gabe Nyanka there. And a free kick here for Park Center as Daniel Salado Herrera puts his foot to it up the left side. Manoba has it bounce away, and we will get a throw for Champlin Park. Not too bad a pace in the early going here, Sig, as both teams, obviously you've been practicing for a while, but it's a little different thing when you get on the game field.
Oh, absolutely, but they've been playing pretty upbeat so far in the first four minutes. A lot of back and forth.
Both sides showing some good things so far, and neither really establishing dominance. Nice ball up the left side here. Kevin Arthur runs it down here for Champlin Park, looking to get a crossaway with the left foot, and scooped on one hop by Brody Ping. Pirates moving the ball up the side, blocked briefly there by McSweeney, but Park Center gets it right back. Try to go to Chief Williams there. Little fight for it, and the Pirates regain possession here, and they will start from the back again. They're going to play it all the way back, in fact, to Ping. And he's going to switch fields here, swinging around to the left here, Blake Granner. Yasenek lofting it ahead for Champlin Park. Heinen was sent sprawling.
Boy, big collision there, but no foul called.
Yeah, it looks like they did.
They
right
did.
outside
Okay.
the box there. Yasenek lining it up here for the Rebels as he gets exact instructions on where that should go. He's going to bang it with the left foot, and it'll draw a corner kick as he knocked it into that mini wall there and off of Blake Granner. So a corner kick now for Yasenek. See what kind of left foot he has as he'll try and serve this one in for Champlin Park. Opportunity early for the Rebels here. Plays it low along the line. It's loose in front and a goal. Champlin Park is on the board early off that corner kick as it's sent home by Will Heinen, the sophomore. And the Rebels take a 1-0 lead. Give the assist here to Yasenek as it takes one bounce. Not sure if it was touched out front there, but those are the kind that are tough for the keeper because there's so many guys who may be in line to get at that ball. And
well, I couldn't tell either if number 9 had heel kicked it on the way past him. But you're right, there was so much traffic and so much activity going on that you really give the keeper a fit trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, a lot of times the second wave through is the ones who have a better opportunity. Obviously, for Heinen there, you made it look easy, but you got to be in the right place at the right time, and that's certainly the case. And they're a case in point of why you don't want to give up too many set plays. You know, corner kicks can be dangerous. It really gives a team an opportunity to get something set up, and Champlin Park, give them credit, they capitalized on their first good opportunity. So now Azir Mubera will throw it in here. Little return out to Heinen. Heinen, a nice move, but then the second defender got there. Then a chance, though, on the follow-up, a low skidding shot that ping gets down to smother. So Champlin Park hadn't had the ball in PC's territory much, but all of a sudden they got a couple good chances, and obviously the one going in off the corner kick. And a foul called there against Park Center. We will have a free kick here for Champlin Park.
So they'll be on the move again. Set play, but this one's way out there. It's about 50 yards.
Still gives them an opportunity to get something going, run, serve that ball into the middle and create some havoc.
Let's see how they play this. That's header, there's a shot.
Oh they had that set up exactly how they wanted. As Jasinek is about, I think 6'1", 6'2", got up there, headed that ball right over to Cullen McSweeney, but it went just wide. That was exactly what they wanted. You see the header here. He's not shooting that ball with the header. He played it over to the left side, and I tell you what, there wouldn't have been much Ping could do about it if he had made solid contact from that close a range. So Champlin Park looking solid off the set pieces so far. Jasinek controlling.
I was going to say very good on the set pieces and very aggressive.
Here's another ball sent out front, and Ping able to scoop that one up. That's the one thing I think for a keeper playing on turf is a good thing. You get those true bounces. Race is on here. Williams pursuing, trying to force a turnover, and I was going to say he might have done it, but instead he'll be called for a little push. Boy, Eddie Swen's eyes were lighting up as he followed up. He was going to have the ball with some room, but it occurred because of the push, according to the center referee. So Rebels get it. Heinen playing it up the right side for Azir Mubera there, and he comes up with it as he eludes the defender. Nice cross to the front, a deflection will go just wide. And it's a goal kick coming up as Caleb Haynes went to the net, got a good piece of it. It almost looked like from up here like it might go in.
Watch this push in the back here.
Yeah, and I think, they were.
Official didn't call that, but he did have his arm offside the shoulder, so that could have been called a penalty kick.
This one's offside. It almost looked a little bit like Champlin Park might have pushed to get possession out here on the sideline too. But I think you're right. The scoring chance was so good that they didn't take the call there, which they certainly could have. And that one was another near miss, and all of a sudden the Rebels are kind of all over them. They have a 1-0 lead, and they almost made it 2 a moment ago.
And they had the momentum.
Yeah, they certainly do. They're looking pretty sharp for this early in the season. Pirates wind up with it. Pinball back and forth a little bit here and run down by Hector Dominguez, one of the captains for Champlin Park. Gets the ball right back along the sideline there. And this one will scoot out of play. It's a throw coming for Champlin Park. Throw into the middle to Collins. He's trying to look long with that ball as he tried to spring Heinen. Pirates don't panic back there, though. Then the clearing pass, however, is blocked. It'll be a throw for Park Center, but way back deep in their own territory. Throwing right up the sideline, and they got to it there, but Manoba, not really any room to work with there, so he ends up clearing it out. It'll be a throw for Noah Azir-Mabera for Champlin Park. They're going to switch fields here all the way around to the left. Get that defense stretched out a little bit and then look to attack it up the middle. McSweeney, he got doubled up and they quickly take it. Swen out of there with it. Park Center with some numbers coming forward now. Plays it to the right side.
3-on-3 if they can get across.
Dominguez does a nice job though to run him off that ball and then cleared it out. Is it a throw or a corner?
Be a corner, first corner for the Rebels.
I thought initially it looked like it had gone over the sideline, but I saw the flag point down to the corner, so it is a corner kick for Park Center.
He was heading for the touchline, but it just kind of dribbled over the end line.
So we'll see what Park Center can do with the corner kick. Champlin Park scored off their first corner.
Lefty, nicely placed and punched out.
Collins is strong in the air, and he got up for that header. Good player for the Rebels. Now over to Will Heinen. Heinen chipping it across. Yasenek trying to shield that ball, but didn't quite get to it. Now it's played onto the foot of Swen. Swen tripped up a little bit, and it will be a free kick here for Park Center. A little bit of a size advantage overall, it seems like, for Champlin Park. And, you know, at times that's coming into play on balls in the air especially.
Yeah, on the set plays with the either free kick or a corner, tall players have a huge advantage. Let's look at number 11 out there for Champlin Park. He's about 85 feet tall.
It will be Nyanka taking this free kick here for Park Center as they get themselves situated. Drives it with the left foot, and it comes all the way in on Osinawa there. We got a little more of that ball than he wanted to. It left it a relatively easy chance for the keeper there. Played up the left side now. Haynes racing after, but can't keep it in play. And this one will go out of play again off of Champlin Park. Another throw here for Park Center. It's Caleb Love triggering it in. Love had a pretty good look at the net early on, but shot it just over the top off the football crossbar. That was really the best chance of the night, early going for Park Center. Champlin Park's kind of dominated since then. They got the one goal and had another near miss or two, really, that they developed nicely.
He'll be out again. He just moved down about 20 yards and have another throw.
Drop it back for Collins here. He's going to swing it around to Azir-Mabera for Champlin Park. Jabbed away from him on a good aggressive step up by Chief Williams, but it will still be a throw for the Rebels. Now lofted into the middle, hit that one a little bit different than he wanted to, but Yasenek got to it. Over to McSweeney, and he plays it ahead. And they send one through, and Ping comes out to grab it.
He distributes to the right.
And boom long here by Connor Landkammer. And Rebels will bring it all the way back. Osinawa driving it forward up the middle of the field. Header there from Granner, but Rebels get to it. Race up that sideline here as Heinen trying to put the pressure on, and it will be a throw for Champlin Park, and Heinen triggers it in quick. To the edge, it'll be another throw for the Rebels. Boy, Heinen saw an opportunity there. He's like, I'm not going to wait for them to get back in position.
Yeah, that's heads-up play. Don't give the defense a chance to set.
And even if it means your guys aren't necessarily up there that much, you know, the numbers favor you, if it's 1 versus 1 rather than 4 versus 4 or whatever when everybody gets set.
Right. Much better chance getting that ball into the right player. A little somersault.
Kevin Arthur took a tumble as he was tripped up. He did a nice job of turning sharply there with that ball. He didn't have a lot of wasted, motion or space there. He just turned on his heel and went by the defender, kind of forced him to foul him there. We'll see Yasenek lining it up as though he's going to take it, but there's others there that, in case they want to switch things up. He does look like he is left-footed. Predominantly left-footed. We saw him take the corner left-footed, obviously.
About 44 yards out. See everybody scrambling to get into position.
Off the defender it goes here. And Pirates able to bang it ahead. Williams flicking the header. Dominguez floating it back in there, and that's going to be a push against Champlin Park, and kind of a dangerous one. And you see, because the player Salado was in the air.
Yeah, he kind of collapsed, not collapsed, but came down hard on the pitch. But he looks like he's all right. Ping with the free kick. Everybody lining up about 30 yards out.
Drills it up the left side. Good effort by Azir Mabera for Champlin Park. And now Heinen doing his best to keep it in. He does, at least for one touch. Then knocked away on a nice sliding tackle there by Manoba. But it will still be Champlin Park possession there.
That's great ball control.
Yeah, even though it was a good defensive play, you still, for the Rebels, they advanced the ball upfield 40 yards there.
Yep.
So it was still a good play by Heinen to keep that one in.
Absolutely. And went shoulder to shoulder with some defenders and pretty much knocked him out of his way.
Booted right back out. Another throw coming here for Champlin Park. As we near the halfway point of this opening half, Champlin Park leading at 1-0. Will Heinen scoring in the 8th minute on an assist off a corner kick by Yasenek. And this one will bounce out of play. We've got subs set to come in for Park Center. Number 22, Diego Zavala Varela, a sophomore, and number 16, Prini Sock, a junior, coming in. Now the Rebels, they said they're going to be using a lot of their subs, but so far I haven't seen them. They're all up warming up, though, so that might mean it's coming sooner than later. And an illegal throw will give it over to Champlin Park.
That's something the coach doesn't want to see. That's an unforced turnover.
Trapped down, and then they send it back out to the outside. I was going to say he might have got away with one there, but he didn't. Haynes freed up some space for his teammate with a little shoulder to the back there, and a referee spotted it. Up the sideline it rolls. It'll be a throw for Champlin Park. I think that's one thing that's come into play, Sig. We talked about size. A little more physical team for Champlin Park than Park Center, the way it appears. Maybe the Pirates hoping to exploit some quickness matchups too, though. Here's a near chance there, knocked away, but it comes right to Williams. His shot then blocked by Collins.
Wow, two great defensive plays by the defense, preventing that ball getting into the keeper. Throwing from the far side.
Williams gaining control here, lofting it out front, and they couldn't get a head on it there as Sock had to bounce all the way past.
Yeah, there were 4 white jerseys and 1 green jersey in front of that goal area.
Apparently off the Rebels, though, so it'll be a throw here for Park Center as Landcamer lining it up. See Park Center trying to get a little momentum going as they are eager to attack here. Lofted high in the air, and then a header that's going to bounce wide. And Osseo is going to watch that one get clear of the goal line here, so it'll be a goal kick here for Champlin Park. They continue to hold a 1-0 lead here. Rebels girls dominated Park Center, especially second half, pulling away and winning at 6-0. And boys trying to follow suit here on the road. These are the road trips you got to like, though, if you're Champlin Park. One that takes about 10 minutes tops.
I know.
You can't get a lot closer.
If it's any closer, they could walk.
Yasenek had that one denied. Now Swen coming away with it for Park Center, dropping it over to Nyanka. Looking to go to Chief Williams and then outside to Sock. Sock, a nice pass. Good connection there by Park Center to move it upfield, but then they lose it. Yasenek sending it to McSweeney, and they'll look left side now. Arthur dropping the pass back. And then a nice break up there. They had some room up the left side, and a long shot. Ping not going to take any chances as he goes down to smother that one. Didn't have a lot on it, but it looked like it was well placed toward the corner.
Right.
Yasenek with the steal. Now the Rebels attacking. The long shot there will bounce wide as Haynes tried to convert on that turnover that was forced by his teammate Yasenek. Swen trying to turn and go, but it was taken away. Then a collision call will go against Park Center.
Should be
looks
Park
like.
Center. Yeah.
A well was knocked down. So free kick here for Champlin Park.
.52 yards out again. Last time they sent out the middle and let the forward just run to it.
Dominguez
Yep,
lofting it left side, and it's going to be a push against Champlin Park.
Boy, how many times do you see that?
So get a free kick here for Park Center. Ball wound up in the net, which if you're a goalie, you're not thrilled when that happens. I mean, obviously it was after the whistle, and you usually don't get too happy with an opponent who shoots it into your goal late. McSweeney turning up the line there for the Rebels. Pass got away there. Salado Herrera gaining control. Plays it up the line now for Park Center. They look to Chief Williams, trying to play it to himself around the D. It's going to wind up being a goal kick, though, as he got a little too much on that. Showing some skill there as he saw an opening to play it more or less from his left foot to his right foot there. And couldn't catch up to it, though. Azira Mubera will take the free kick here for, or goal kick, for Champlin Park, and now a pile up at midfield. Both Rebels going down there, and then they went down courtesy of a push from Park Center. So a free kick just shy of midfield now for Champlin Park as they look to build on this 1-0 lead. It'll return now to Collins. Drew Collins into the middle now. McSweeney spinning. Going to swing it way across toward Dominguez. Looked like it might have been a handball there against Park Center.
Yeah, I think it turned into it and hit the lower part of his arm.
Yeah, sock. And he kind of raised it at the last moment, so he made it a fairly easy call to make there. And Dominguez will take the kick here for Champlin Park. They have spent a pretty good chunk of this first half in the Park Center zone. They lead 1-0 and had a couple others that were pretty good opportunities too, and that might be a handball, and if so, is it going to be a PK? No. I'm sorry, it was against Champlin Park on the handball. Very close to the top of that box, but it was the offensive player's hand that it hit. So Ping will boot it out of there for Park Center.
Nice long goal kick. Let's see who ends up with possession.
Pirates had it, but not for long. Chipped ahead. Yasenek trying to get control there. Get some help following up, and then a little through ball. It's knocked loose, but it comes right over to Heinen. Heinen with the shot, and it's going to sail wide. As he had the first goal of the night, only goal of the night, and looking for more right there.
Substitution for the
Well, it's a little bit scary on the defense that time because they crossed the ball over right to Champlin Park.
Cade Cantrell coming in now for the Rebels, number 12. Booted ahead here and battle for it. Cantrell takes a tumble. Gets up though and blocks that one. Now Arthur gaining control. Has Cantrell with him. Cantrell trying to step through a defender. Arthur comes in to follow up, and they force Park Center's Granner to clear it out. So a throw coming for Champlin Park. Little indecision on who is going to take the throw, so Cantrell will come over to take it. Looking to Arthur. That one's broken up, cleared out of play. It'll be a throw here for Champlin Park. Cantrell had that one kind of get away from him. They're a little bit lucky to get that ball back on a throw-in. This time Collins will take it. High bounce to the middle. Here's a chance, and it'll bounce wide as Ahmed Oel trying to time that one on the bounce and didn't hit it quite how he wanted to, but still a reasonable scoring chance there for Champlin Park. Goal kick here for Ping. Cantrell heading it right back toward the PC net, and a little indecision. The ball nearly taken away. Tough one there because it was getting to the edge of the box. He wasn't sure he could come out and grab it. Oh, and a nice takeaway there by McSweeney. McSweeney sending it ahead. And Ping slides out and blocks that one as he was a little fearless there. Two players, a forward and a defender, coming at him along with the ball, and he wasn't scared. He gets out there, and it was actually the defender getting most of that one. As hustling back in there was Salado Herrera.
So Champlin Park keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, they played a solid first half here, and you know, I think if anything for Park Center, they're probably feeling good that they're only down by one right now, really. Ping booting this one ahead. Big high hop there, and the header sending it up for Champlin Park. Now Sock will take the pass. Looking to cut his way to the middle of the field, but it was jabbed away, not legally though. Well got his foot in there and got a piece of the dribbler there, so we will have a free kick for Park Center. We've ticked under 10 minutes to play in this first half. 1-0 Champlin Park on an early goal by Will Heinen off a corner kick. He took the bounce out front and slammed it home in the 8th minute of the game. Gabriel Nainka lining it up here for Park Center, chipping it to the front, into traffic it goes, an opportunity, ball loose, oh, and Collins stops it.
Wow.
And the follow-up try, though, is in. They couldn't deny Park Center. First one was blocked, but then the follow-up is good, and the Pirates are on the board. A tremendous save by the defender Collins initially, but then the follow-up is delivered by Zavala Varela.
Look at all this activity in front of the keeper. Everybody's keeping a nice block, another block, and then finally in. So 3 shots on goal, you bam, bam, bam.
So Diego Zavala Varela, the sophomore, scoring for Park Center to even things up at 1-1. Able to capitalize on that opportunity. But the shot before it, I thought for sure was going to be in, and then the defender Collins had planted himself on the goal line, blocked it, but just too much traffic for the keeper to get back in the middle there and do anything with. So that young man is happy as he scores the first goal of the season for Park Center, and they are right back even up now at a goal apiece. Rebels trying to quickly answer back. They send it long for Cantrell. Played back to Ping, and he knocks it high into the air. So we'll see if this gets Park Center fired up to generate some more offense here. They haven't had a lot in the first half, but there again, the score is even.
Right.
You don't get points for possession time or style or anything like that. And right now the scoreboard shows it at 1-1.
There's the takeaway deep in the.
Here's Arthur sending it ahead. The shot, Ping, a great save. Rebound laying loose, and it trickles in for a goal. Champlin Park, this time they stay with it, and Caleb Haynes finishes it off after Ping made a dynamite save on the first one. And so now it is 2-1 Rebels.
That time Champlin Park driving it down, and the initial stop by Ping was a huge save. You see it here. Here's the penetration. Good shot coming up. Nice save. Ball comes loose in the ricochet, and then easy tap in for Haynes, sorry.
That one will get out of play. So he was the guy who had his first shot denied. He didn't get too discouraged. He stayed with it. Boy, that really was a good save too.
It was.
On the replay, he got it. It looked like with his left hand on a really hard shot from close range. So both teams converting on second opportunities there, and now 2-1 lead for Champlin Park. That one came only about a minute and a half after Park Center's goal. So they certainly didn't hang their head any while seeing their opponent score on them.
No, they didn't. And it's like you say in hockey, you go for the rebound, go for that rebound.
Long throw in here, Heinen getting to it, knocked away from him, and this will be a corner kick for Champlin Park.
Hey, get somebody. Walk up.
Azir Mabera will take the corner, it looks like, for Champlin Park.
Yeah, we have substitution coming in.
It's like one for each side here. Chandler Merrick, number 25, in for the Rebels. And back in is Sekou Manoba for Park Center. Here's the corner, goes low along the line. It's off Ping's hand, comes loose, and then a rising shot. Heinen unable to control that high bounce, and it'll sail up and over the top. So goal kick coming here for Park Center. Ping knocking it out just over midfield here. Williams gaining control now for Park Center. Turns to survey the field. He'll send it up the middle, and it bounces all the way to the keeper. So now up with it. Rebels trying to move it up, and they go right side with it now. Kevin Arthur.
Still battling, gets around the defender, and we'll see who that came off.
Looks like it'll be a corner. So Granner broke it up, but couldn't keep it from going out. So Yasenek will take this corner kick here for Champlin Park as they try and build on a 2-1 lead. Their first goal came off a corner by Yasenek putting into play, and Heinen finishing. Whoa, and Ping has to swat that one over the top. It'll be another corner on the other side now.
Right? We did it for an hour yesterday. 5 players in there, right? Who's in the front?
That was a good punch out by the keeper. Don't take that chance to give somebody else a shot at it. Just get it out of the way.
More. Now attack the
Azir
ball.
Mabera will take this corner this time from this side, and the header out front. It's off a defender. I think Champlin Park maybe hoping or wondering if that was a handball, but inadvertent if anything, because the ball was headed right into his body.
But that won't be the case. It'll be a throw for the Rebels.
Dominguez will take it here for Champlin Park. They've pretty much dominated this first half, leading it now 2-1. And that throw will come in over the top. Pirates still struggling to clear it though. Jasinek comes up with it here, dropping it back. Dominguez, a little space. That one's off the defender and out. It'll be a corner.
Hey, Green, organized now, right? We're on the post.
The other thing this does for Champlin Park, besides generating chances, is obviously Park Center can't get any offense when they're playing all down here the whole time.
Sometimes the best defense is good offense.
Arthur will put this one into play here for Champlin Park. Chipping it out front. Ping has a pretty clear line to get to that one and calls his defenders off and snags it there. Up the middle they come, and Pirates keep it here. And the pass dropped back and stolen away. Dominguez now receives. High into the air, it's off the chest of Nainka.
A little bit of shirt contact, but nothing called.
Now over to Swen, trying to gain control and does so for the Pirates. They swing it way around to the left now. And that one hammered out of there by Dominguez. And the ball staying in play. Pushed back, and this one might turn out to be a corner.
Yeah, this could be a corner. He kicked it all the way down. I'm surprised he did that. Probably would have been safer going over the touchline, but nevertheless, corner number 6 for the Rebels.
Yeah, Landcamer felt the pressure coming there and didn't really hit that ball the way he wanted. And you could see when his captain in the back there, Salado Herrera, kind of, saying, settle it down. Jasinek will take this corner kick now for Champlin Park. Comes way to the far side with it. Pirates got there first, but then a follow-up try, and again that ball bouncing, and offside call here. Jasinek was still way down below the defenders there, so Pirates will get it as we approach a minute to go in this first half. Been a pretty entertaining one, and I think fairly well played considering it's the first game of the season for both teams. Champlin Park leading Park Center 2-1.
Pirates trying to get one last opportunity.
Instead, they turn it over, though.
Right.
Arthur was tripped up as he went around, tried to go around Manoba. Jasinek wanted to kick it right away. Now Collins will send it over left side. Strong header, though, to break that one up. Rebels not content with his 1-goal lead, pushing for more here in the last half minute.
Yeah, they would love to carry a 2-goal advantage into the halftime.
Collins swings it over to the left. Ball headed back out of there as we go down to 10 seconds to go here. Pirates will probably run out of time, but they'll give it an effort anyway. Collins racing after it here. Gonna let it roll and then just kick it out, knowing that the time will come to an end. So we have come to halftime here at Park Center High School, and the visitors from Champlin Park doing a good job so far here. Our score at halftime is Rebels 2, Pirates 1. We'll have first half highlights and more here on CCX Sports.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
I got some Oxy after I hurt my neck. First, I took them to feel better. Then, I just kept taking them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Look at the crowd on hand. Don't always see it in late August. Some sweatshirts here, as we said earlier, a much cooler night than what we've had lately here. Champlin Park 2, Park Center 1, our halftime score as we check out some highlights from the first half. Didn't take Champlin Park long, really, to kind of establish some things. Well, first Park Center getting really the first good opportunity is Caleb Love's shot sailing up and over the top. That one came pretty early on. Then off the corner kick, this ball bouncing over, and Heinen is there to hammer it home in the 8th minute. And then another opportunity there. Ping was a busy man in that first half, goes down to get that one. Dominguez out front, the header, and that one is one that they would like to have back, as McSweeney had a pretty good chance to score. And then this one sent to the front, just deflected wide by Haynes, but we'll see some more from him later. And the ball chipped out front for Park Center. The scramble's on. Now watch the defender make the save on the first one, but then the ball keeps pinballing around. And then number 22, Diego Zavala Varela, puts it away for Park Center. That evened the score at 1, but Champlin Park coming back strong. Great save by Ping on the initial one, but then staying with it and nudging it in from about a foot away there was Caleb Haynes. And that made it a 2-1 score, and that is where we stay at halftime. So a pretty eventful first half. Sig, I think it's safe to say that team there, Champlin Park, that we're seeing more satisfied with the way they played in the first half than Park Center.
Yes. Good ball control. They were aggressive, moved the ball well. Good control in the midfield. They had a big advantage on the takeaways. Park Center had a little bit of trouble getting generated. They finally did to get that goal. But in terms of momentum and control, Champlin Park has to be happy with their first half.
So we'll take a break and come back here in just a moment to Park Center High School. It is Champlin Park leading Park Center 2-1 at halftime of our boys game here on CCX Sports. Welcome back here to Park Center High School along with Sig Ligry. I'm Jay Wilcox. 2-1, Champlin Park leading Park Center here as we get set for the second half. And Sig, you have some numbers that kind of tell the tale, I think, a little bit for that first half.
It certainly does. You look at Champlin Park, they got 13 shots, 4 on goal, 6 fouls, and 6 corners. For the Pirates, they have 5 shots, 3 on goal, 9 fouls, and 1 corner. So it really tells you that the Rebels, as we had remarked, were controlling the game. They had been pushing the Pirates on their defense most of the first half. We'll see if the Pirates make some adjustments on defense and see what happens.
The good news for them is, they did get that 1 goal, so you're still very much within striking distance, obviously, here at 2-1, despite, probably playing a little bit less of a good first half than what they were hoping to see. So that's the silver lining. And obviously, too, it's first game of the year for both clubs, so I don't think you want to get too high or too low depending on this result. But still, they all count, and it's a short season.
Well, that's true, and they got to be in contention early in the season. Because if you try and make a comeback and it's mid-season, you're going to be in trouble.
See if the switch of ends has any impact. There's a little bit of a breeze tonight. I don't really feel that it's had, too much of any impact on balls in the air. A little bit, perhaps, but
Yeah, not enough to cause a particular advantage to one side or the other.
And we were remarking earlier in the day, too, that, obviously on this turf field, the fact that it rained not a lot, but a fair amount this morning really has zero impact. And whereas on, if we were playing a few miles north at Champlin Park, probably you'd see a little bit of slipping around on the grass, presumably still wet, because of the few hours of showers on and off we had earlier today.
Yeah, this pitch dries very nicely.
Rebels possessed to begin half two, and we are underway in our second half of the season opener for both squads here. Collins controlling it here for Champlin Park, sending it ahead. It was offside, though, as Azir Mabera got a little bit too eager there and got behind the defenders. And so Ping, the keeper, is going to come way out, take this kick from just over the 40-yard line here. So this is one where you make sure you don't turn it over. You've got a heck of a sprint back to your net.
Yeah, it's going to be a panic race to get back.
Knocked out off of a Rebel, so it'll be a throw here for Park Center.
Rebels playing with 7 players up front, up on top. So they are geared for offense. They've only got 1 defender.
Knocked ahead here and battled around. Rebels looking to counter. Manoba looking for a return pass. And then a little hand-to-hand combat there. Love and Amada. Well, it'll be a foul against Champlin Park. So Park Center will get a free kick out of it here as they try and start the second half with a little momentum. Nainka getting set to take the kick here for Park Center as his teammates get themselves lined up. Nainka chipping it to the front, a header, and it'll come on one hop to Osseo for Champlin Park, and he's going to quickly swing it out to the left side here, finding Cade Lazat. Yasenek knocking it ahead, and the race is on. Haynes walking in on a breakaway, and it rolls past as Ping came sliding out hard, and then Yasenek got underneath that one and drove it way over the top. Boy, it's not too often you see really a clean breakaway, and Haynes coming in on the keeper who elected to be aggressive. Ping sliding out at him here, and really both guys kind of missed it there, rolled through, and then the follow goes way high.
I think the eyeballs must have gone silver dollar because of the wide open net and ended up skying the ball.
I think a pretty good idea there by Ping, though, to come out, because if you stay back in there, that's a pretty big net to shoot at. If a guy, where this way you force the issue and come out at him, and sure, maybe he might dribble around you and score, but then again, he probably was going to be able to beat you with a dead-on shot from there anyway.
Yeah, I think he did the right thing. When it got out there, cut the angle, and made him shoot before he really wanted to.
Throw here for Champlin Park. The thing, too, for them, they want to make sure that they come out just as hard as they did in the first half and don't, be content with kind of quote-unquote winning the first half.
Right.
Yasenek sending it ahead. Here comes Haynes again. And this time he's going to finish it. He went to the left foot, stepped a little bit up wide of the keeper, and buries it. And Haynes has his second goal of the game. he wasn't going to miss when he got another opportunity. And so it is now 3-1 Rebels. Boy, they've caught them Pirates upfield twice now, and this time he was ready for it when the keeper came out to him and just made a, he didn't move a long way, but he moved about a yard to his left and just made it look easy, tucking that one home.
Yep, did a good job.
So 3-1 lead now for Champlin Park. Park Center trying to work the ball hard up their left side and get some offense of their own going. Had a couple good opportunities in the first half. Obviously the one went in on a rebound, and had a couple other near misses, but really overall they did not have the ball in a scoring position very often in that first half. Throw in here for the Pirates. And Salado Herrera with the header, and then the keeper was knocked down. Rebels didn't like it as Love made contact there with their keeper, but it'll be a goal kick here for Champlin Park. Gonna chip this ball long. Salado Herrera heading it back the other way. Park Center looking to quickly capitalize here.
Just too many white shirts to get past.
Boy, Swen almost did. It looked like he was basically stopped, and then he made a turn and nearly snuck through there. But yeah, you're right. A lot of times, tough to beat him, just with the dribble there. You're gonna use each other a little bit more there for Park Center. And they go to the outside this time with it. It was blocked, but it'll be a corner kick coming up for Park Center. So the Pirates showing some definite signs of life here after that third goal for Champlin Park went in. And a corner now for the Pirates. Here's the corner. And Collins up for the header there. Comes back out. Chip to the front. Oh, and that was a nice pass.
Yep, very nice pass. Nobody there to head it in, but certainly had the correct idea. It was a trip.
Oof. That one hurt. Kevin Arthur goes down hard. And he will run quickly back upfield. I was worried for a moment there that he was upset and running toward the player that tripped him, but instead he just hopped back and quickly got into play. Generally been a pretty clean game, but that one I wouldn't have been terribly surprised to see a yellow card come out. You got after him pretty good there.
Yeah, you can argue that point that it should have been a yellow, but, or if nothing else, at least a cautionary talking to.
Arthur, a swing and a miss at that one. I thought for a moment it was going to be offside, but it was not. And then he was unable to correctly read that. That's the tough thing about playing on turf. And I know a lot of, soccer purists don't love turf for that reason right there, as the ball just bounces a little too much for someone's liking there. And it's a hard thing to try and, really line up a shot when it's bouncing to your waist like that.
Yeah, it's difficult to be moving so fast and then waiting for the ball to stop bouncing. That takes a lot of discipline.
Arthur, it's knocked away by Salado Herrera, but that will result in a corner kick for Champlin Park. And they obviously piled up a number of those, as Sig said, in the first half. And the odds are eventually it's going to come back to bite you if you're the defensive team.
The set plays are the ones that usually get you. And you don't want to give up too many corners. They gave up 6 in the first half. You want to limit that to just a few.
They'll go short with it. Over to Arthur. Turns, fires, and he scores. Arthur did a nice job of just taking that short ball from Azir Mabera there and turned, and I think his motion in terms of how he swung of the foot kind of fooled Ping a little bit. He was looking for a shot maybe to sail cross field up into the far corner. Instead, he kept it short and does a nice job of finding the net.
Watch the curve. He put some curve on that ball, and it curved right around the keeper. And watch it again. Here's the curve right here. And just past the outstretched hand of Brody Ping. Nice shot.
Arthur coming back to meet it here. Boy, and you're always, you're thinking that they're gonna really cross that ball into the middle of the pack there and look for a header and everything. And a lot of times you'll see that, and that's a good strategy too. But that time they saw that Arthur was pretty much alone and just gave him a short little 10-yard pass and gave him an opportunity to turn. And I like that when we saw that replay, just how deceptive. The way he turned his body,
right.
I thought he was going, to the far corner or up high. And I think Ping did too, because as it turns out, it doesn't look like that hard of a shot to save, but it was.
It had a lot of good spin to it. That's why it curved.
And a turnover here as McSweeney steps in to take it. And Champlin Park, I think, kind of smells blood here. They're saying, we've put a couple more on the board here, and we can see Park Center's maybe frustrated or a little bit disorganized right now, and we're just going to pounce. Battle for the loose ball here, and ultimately the whistle sounds. It'll go against Yasenek of Champlin Park. We will get a free kick here for the Pirates. So it went from being close to not as close here in a pretty quick order. If Park Center got to be a little stunned here. They were outplayed in the first half, but within 2-1, and then a couple goals coming about 4.5 minutes apart for Champlin Park have really changed the complexion of this one. Ping sending it ahead.
Just under 30 minutes to go in the match, but Park Center has got to score and score now to get back into the match.
They have a push called against the Pirates. Salado Herrera really protesting on behalf of his teammate there, but they get the call against PC. And I suspect right now, when you get a score that gets a little bit wider and there's maybe some frustration, I think we're going to see the whistles be tighter here just to kind of make sure that everything stays on the up and up.
Yeah, make sure that the referee controls the game.
Haynes dropping it back to Lazat. He will swing it across as they look to switch fields here. Chipped ahead. Yasenek after it. He is onside. Yasenek firing, but he missed the net. He got a lot on it. But Ping came out to kind of take that angle away, and Yasenek looking to go to the corner and instead missed the net. Subbing in now for Park Center, number 13 is Festino Ja. For the Rebels, Zach Leaf, number 22, coming in. There is Zach. So this maybe Sig for Champlin Park kind of turning out to be the best of both worlds, where Coach Dossett can look at all these new guys, but also has a lead built, ahead of time, really. Right. So he's not really risking a result here by working in some newer players and just kind of seeing how they work out.
Yeah, that's true. He can give those players an opportunity now to get in, and then he can see how they work with the unit.
Throw in here for Champlin Park. Flicked ahead, and the Pirates had the attack going, but not for long. Azir Mubera with the takeaway there for Champlin Park, but then the Pirates get it right back. Flicked out to the left side, and they're not going to take any chances with Chief Williams there, and cleared out of play, but actually it went off of a Pirate, it looks like, so we'll get a throw for Champlin Park.
Yeah, I think they saw enough of Williams' speed in the first 10, 15 minutes. That's one guy you don't want to let loose.
Throw it right up the line here, and it will be Park Center's throw. Sub in for PC is Sock comes back in. Chindavong checking out. There's Sock. We had a push in the back call there against Champlin Park, which really freed that ball up. Pirates were looking to quickly counter, but did not bring the ball into play where it was supposed to be, and even now they're up too far as the referee telling ping.
Now we're set to go, and again, ping taking the free kick all by himself back there.
Haynes comes up with it as Ping backpedals back toward the net. Haynes has already scored a pair here tonight for the Rebels. It's knocked out of play, and we will get a throw coming for Park Center. Pirates at times have connected on a series of passes and kind of look good moving the ball upfield, but just too many times where it's ultimately led to a turnover, though.
Right. And that's the biggest thing you hear from coaches when the team can't finish.
Anoba gets the return here. Jabbed away, and it will be out off of Champlin Park. A throw here for PC. And knocked away in traffic there, and now Leaf back the other way for Rebels to Haynes. Leaf's pass broken up. Good effort there by Jock. Now ahead Williams gets it to Ja. Ja will chip it to the middle and play to break that one up. It looked like there was a couple of Pirates ready for it, but not going to happen.
Yep, ball was in the air too long, and the defense reacted and came up and intercepted it.
Well, sometimes, whether not just this sport, but a sport like hockey too, where it kind of like fool's gold when you see that. You think somebody's open long, and
right.
You realize there's a lot of defenders who have a chance to get over there and break things up. Rebels shaking up behind the play, but Pirates are getting an opportunity, so they're not going to stop it now. Here's a chance for Williams, a shot. Oh! And Osseo makes a dynamite save there for Champlin Park. That was a rocket. That one could have easily been a goal, but instead it stays 4-1, courtesy of that great save. Boy, and you especially appreciate that when he hasn't had that much work for a while, to all of a sudden be ready like that.
Right, he's been sitting back there kind of watching the game. You'll see it again. It's a pretty good shot. Nice save. Yeah, I got that, no problem.
Couple of subs now as Cantrell will come back in for Champlin Park. Also 27 is Cole Bridson, a freshman, checking into the lineup here for Champlin Park. Call will go against the Pirates here. Got the
this is not a good idea.
Argument here.
Yeah, this is not a good idea in soccer to start arguing with the referee. They'll come over and talk to him, but the referee calls game, and the coach. Yeah, now he's starting to back off a little bit. That's Khalid Elhada. He's the center referee. Rachel Herstad's AR1, and Todd Anderson is AR2.
And it almost looked like Jason Barnhouse was trying to make sure his player didn't get any more trouble by, so
could
kind
be.
of deflect get him away from the official and have him come over and talk to him. I don't think he was terribly upset. He was a little more just not even sure what they were arguing about there, so. Get a throw here for Champlin Park, way down deep toward the corner here as Drew Collins will trigger it back in here for the Rebels. Puts it out front, a high bouncer, and Ping will grab it up. Ping has made some good saves, but the Rebels have, put enough good quality chances on him that I don't really feel like he's played poorly. But yet four have gone in.
Right, but those are all quality shots too. They got behind the defense and got a pretty good leg on the ball. On the Pirates.
Got some numbers forward here for Park Center now. They swing it out. Here's their goal scorers of Ella Varela, who had the rebound opportunity. Now Jaw sending it to the front. Turnaround try by Williams is blocked. And banged back out of there. And that's what Champlin Park has to realize right now. Park Center does have a few guys who could put the ball away if you kind of let up or
you can't snooze.
Kevin Arthur returning for Champlin Park.
I mean, we've seen that before where a team is ahead and then all of a sudden the other team gets a goal, then they're only half behind them, then all of a sudden they're caught up to you.
Juan Bello we just saw coming back in there for Park Center, number 19, and Kevin Arthur back in for the Rebels. Pass deflected, but then taken away here ultimately by Bridson. Park Center has had probably one of its better stretches of control here the last few minutes. See if it ultimately will lead to anything on the board.
Yeah, they've been moving the ball well.
It's going to roll all the way through, and Osseo will come out to grab that one. Not going to take any chances. Gets his foot into that one. Nice move there by Landkammer.
So this is what Park Center wasn't doing in the first half. They're completing some passes, even though that time Champlin Park intercepted it, but they are offside.
You get the feeling that the Rebels have maybe backed off just a little bit in terms, not really being quite as aggressive, maybe just trying to play their position, protect the lead a little bit.
Right. No, I think you're right. I think they backed off a little bit in intensity, and that's given Park Center an opportunity to make some attacks.
Bounces around. Oh, and there's Swen trying to take a shot. Didn't get much of it. Pirates still with it, though. Bello, a nice cross there. Ooh, that one would have lined up very nicely if not for the defensive play. Still dangerous, though. Here's Williams. Williams making a move and then rolled one on net, but really not too much on it at that point, and easy stop.
And again, that time, Champlin Park had like 5 defenders back there, but there are only 2 green jerseys down there, so no one to help them out.
Knocked free, and the Rebels looking to quickly counter. Sent ahead, here comes Haynes. Haynes will run it down. Pretty well marked there, so he'll drop it back. And they look to the outside. Going to be a tough ball to run down. But Cantrell did it. Or did he? Maybe not. More than halfway halfway through the second half, I should say, and a 4-1 lead now for Champlin Park. They led 2-1 at halftime, and then putting a couple of goals together in less than 5 minutes, with Haynes getting one and then Kevin Arthur the next on a curving shot after a short corner kick. So you look at that, 2 of their 4 goals came off of corners.
Yes.
And, if you can keep that kind of percentage throughout the year, getting that many, a couple goals per night on the set pieces, you're probably going to have a pretty successful season.
Yes, absolutely. We've been talking about that for years. The team that continues to work on the set pieces are usually have better success.
This one, booted way up into the bleachers there. Kind of some oohs and ahs from the crowd as the ball comes up their way. So a throw here for Champlin Park. A little under 17 minutes to go here, and it's a 4-1 Champlin Park lead in the boys' game. Their Rebels girls dominated for a win here at Park Center, and the boys looking to follow suit. Knocked around in close range there, and the Pirates wind up with it here. Zavala Varela gaining control. Now played back out to the outside. Love drops it off to Chief Williams. Williams got a little impatient there. Wanted to take a shot from quite some distance out there, and he drills it way wide. So goal kick here for Champlin Park. Bouncing ball, they're going to play it back here and then drilled up the middle. Cantrell getting control, looking for Haynes. Haynes trying to win it back there, and it's definitely gotten more physical here in the second half.
And the referee kind of letting things happen.
Nice ball there by Owell, but then drilled away. Salado Herrera got there to break it up. But we will have a throw coming for Champlin Park. A little over 15 minutes to go in the contest, and a 4-1 lead for Champlin Park. Pirates attacking straight up the middle there. Tried to go outside with that ball, but broken up. Sent up, but headed out of there by Landkammer. Bello trying to win that ball back after he missed with the header there. Well, spinning away though for the Rebels, and he will send it up the right side, and the race is on here. Here's the shot. Ping the save. He couldn't control it, but he's going to come out and grab it up. And we have an injured Rebel in the middle of the field as they stop play because of it. And I have to admit, I did not see what happened to him. It was away from the ball as Owell went down. Not sure if he turned an ankle or it could be a cramp.
This can be strained a muscle or something.
So it looks like Yasenek will come back in for him.
He's had a good game.
So put back in play here by Ping. Tapped ahead, and the race is on. Dominguez is going to play it back to his keeper, and Osseo sending it out toward midfield. Yasenek trying to get to it. Pirates get it ahead toward Chief Williams. Dominguez got just enough to keep him out of there, but then it's re-intercepted here by the Pirates. They have really controlled the action the last probably 5-10 minutes. But here comes Haynes back the other way. Another possible breakaway chance. And he'll push this one wide as he was under heavy pursuit there by the defenders. So he's really had 3 times in this half. First one, keeper came way out and challenged him. The second one he buried, and then that one missing wide right. So Ping has been busy, maybe busier than he'd like in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And you always like to have balls coming your way, but they've given up too many good chances for their coach's liking, I'm sure, here tonight.
Yep. So far, Champlin Park with 20 shots, 8 of those on goal.
Chipped ahead here and racing back after it. They'll play it back to the keeper, Ping. Bouncer up the middle, and that one cleared past everyone. Now Arthur will come back to meet it here for Champlin Park. Arthur, nice dish there with that ball. Cantrell sending it wide out to the right. Chipped to the front. Salado Herrera breaking that one up, and then they get the clear. Banged ahead there. Azir Mavera able to knock it down. Pirates, though, right back on the attack, and now here they come.
3 on 2 if they can get it off.
Shot, knocked down, not handled cleanly, but Osseo able to track it down without too much difficulty there. He is, obviously not been as busy as his counterpart at the other end, but he's had a couple nice saves here tonight, too.
Yes, he has. There's a 1 on 3, and that usually goes the other way.
Oh, Yasenek took an elbow in the back of the head there. I don't think it was on purpose, but it didn't feel good, that's for sure. So free kick coming up here for Champlin Park. It was a hard enough hit that even the player who did it realized that must have hurt, because he immediately said he was sorry.
Right. But you're right, I don't think it was intentional. There's another set play.
Dominguez sending one, but that one well read by Ping, and nobody from Champlin Park could get to it, so sent up now towards Swen. Swen dropping that little pass back, but then the Rebels come up with the turnover. Yasenek looking left. Arthur giving chase. Able to keep it in. That's some good hustle right there.
Right, exactly. There's a nice step around.
Puts it out front. Oh, Ping with a beautiful save. Robs Yasenek. Now Cantrell firing, and he hits the crossbar. 2 very near misses for Champlin Park right there. Boy, Yasenek, I think he was pretty sure he had one. Arthur with just a dynamite play to run it down, and then he makes a great pass right here. And I think the Rebels are ready to celebrate, but just a foot save there. Then it's still not out of harm's way as Cantrell gets a good rip and just hits the crossbar. Boy, another inch lower, and that one probably would have, even hit the bar and gone down and in.
Yep, that could have ricocheted in from the top.
So good save by Ping. He has not, lost his focus or anything, even though they're down by 3, as he made a really nice save. That's an illegal throw in there. And so Champlin Park will get it. Subbing back in for the Rebels, Will Heinen. Will scored the first goal of the night for Champlin Park. Headed back out of play. We'll get another throw here for Champlin Park.
Oh, took a little bit too much time to get that. But fortunately, Ping got in there and set it in the other direction.
Salado Herrera with the header here. Now to Jaw. Heinen steps in to break that up. Lazat. And there's Jaw with a takeaway for the Pirates as he comes with a head of steam, goes left side with it. Swen drops the pass back. Jaw flicking it ahead. I don't think it's going to be enough, to make them feel good overall about the game's sake, but at least Park Center in the latter part of the game has put some things together more, and they've, they're for their sake probably hoping to build a little bit of momentum off that, even if it you know, even if they don't get any closer on the scoreboard, they've at least played better down the stretch here.
Yeah, they certainly have. A little bit more aggressive. You can see a lot of pushing and shoving still. Nobody's giving up.
Salado Herrera wisely doesn't go back to the keeper because that's what Arthur was trying to bait him into doing there.
That could have been a disaster.
Up the left side, nice sliding tackle there by Azira Mubera for Champlin Park. Throw coming for Park Center here as we are down to about 7.5 to go in this one. 4-1 Champlin Park, dominating well, really for the first half even, but they were only up 2-1. They've scored the only 2 goals of the second half, and now great save and a long rebound. Another opportunity, and Ja sends it over the net. Oh boy, Park Center's Williams looked like he was going to have one there, but Osinawa was ready again for a tough stop. Watch
Here's
right
it again.
there.
Here's a shot. That was nice,
tough.
Big time save.
And then it was just a little too far. Zavella Varela was nearly in the same, or in the right place at the right time for the second time tonight, but it was just a little too far for him to get to.
Yeah, that rebound went out a lot further than he expected.
So still adventurous down the stretch here, even with this 3-goal margin, as Park Center nearly got one there. But Osinawa kind of getting in on the fun here, I think. He's had to make some big saves. I mean, this certainly his team deserves to be ahead, but there are a couple more that could have gone in for the Pirates' sake, too.
That's true.
Chip long up the left side here. It is onside.
Nice pass.
Swen got it out too far in front of himself. He didn't really have anybody else that he could pass it to there, so he was trying to get in deep with the ball, and it just squirted a little bit farther out than he wanted.
Yeah, that's the second time in the last few minutes when the Pirates have gone down on the attack, and they've only had one attacker, nobody else to assist, so it makes it a little bit tricky.
Battle for it here in there now is Jonas Canny, number 37 for Champlin Park, too, getting his first time on the field, a freshman. Defender stumbles a little bit. Heinen tracks it down here for Champlin Park. Goes to Canny. Back for Heinen. And deflected out of there. And it will be a throw here for Champlin Park. Lazat will throw it in here for the Rebels. And
I think we had substitutions ready to come in.
yeah, you must have had an illegal throw there, too.
Oh,
they're going
the other direction. Yeah, you're right.
He was hesitating. It didn't look like anybody was getting as open as he wanted. He may have, stepped into play there. Heinen with the header there. Now Cantrell following up for the Rebels, trying to shoot that one. It was blocked. Now played back out to the outside. Lazat. And that one's going to roll out of play. We will get a throw coming for Champlin Park. 4:20 to go here in the second half. Rebels leading it 4-1. Looks like they're going to be successful in their season opener here. Throw in now for Dominguez. Dominguez chipping it to the middle. Out of play, it'll be a throw for Champlin Park. Yasenik waiting to throw it in. Actually, a teammate will take it and get it to him. Jabbed away, it'll be Park Center's throw. Williams spinning away there. Got the pass off, but taken by the Rebels. Knocked away. It will be a throw for Champlin Park as Jaw knocked that one away.
Yeah, I think Jaw was making his case that it went off the Rebel player, but did not win that argument.
Throw here for Champlin Park. You can see Park Center right now. I mean, they really want to get a goal. They're the ones, they're kind of eager and getting after it a little bit, and the Rebels are back on their heels just a little bit with this big lead. And
yeah, they're pulling back on defense, and Park Center wants to get at least a goal for a moral victory.
Oof, there was a hard collision foul called against Park Center as getting up a little bit slowly there was McSweeney.
This goes way down the field.
Dominguez, long boot.
Try and save the corner. He does, but then loses the ball.
Pirates looking to work it up their left side. And one of the guy who had the ball there was shaken up. And Swen goes slowly down. This might be a cramp. He was running upfield, and then he just kind of slowly but surely collapsed. And I get the feeling this might be a cramp.
I think you're right.
I'm going to say, most of the time, these first couple games we do in August, you do see this a fair amount. Tonight, a little different because the heat is not here.
Right.
And so this is the first time we've seen anybody that seemed to go down with what appeared to be an obvious cramp.
Yeah, normally it's about 80 degrees and a little humid. But tonight's like 66 or 67 right now, so haven't seen too many cramps.
Cramps
are, I hate them. They're awful.
Painful thing. And the funny thing is, though, that sometimes it'll just go away. You know, you'll stretch it, you'll give it a little, massage or hard kneading on it, depending if it's a calf or foot or whatever. But sometimes they just kind of, all of a sudden they're gone and you're back to feeling okay again.
He's going to walk off to get that back. He's walking a little bit faster and a little bit faster. You're right. That muscle's starting to relax.
So that's, late in the game, you hate to see any injuries, and I don't know that I'd put that in this category, though. A cramp is something that he, presumably should be just fine, get hydrated a little bit, and probably won't come back in tonight. No real reason to with this late in the game, but.
No, 1:38 to go in the match, and you're down 1-4. Let's not take any silly chances.
So a free kick here for Champlin Park as we will restart the clock and tick down. It comes long out front. Now Cantrell avoids the first defender, then his second. His shot goes right into the Pirate player's sock. It'll be a throw for the Rebels. At least they got him in the chest, I think. The game we did the other night, the guy got one from about that range square in the face.
In the face, oh. You could feel the pain all the way up in the press box.
And Cameron taking the throw in for Park Center as we go down to a minute to play here in the match. Love coming back to meet it. Jabbed away from him and now sent long up the left side as Park Center trying to get a last good opportunity here and rolled, but nobody home on the far side. Williams was cutting to the middle and couldn't quite get to that ball on the far post.
But that was a nice long pass. Champlin Park taking its time. They're in no rush.
Out of play, and we will get a throw in for the Rebels, but they may not even need to. They'll trigger it in once, and then it goes back out of play. So a successful debut here for Champlin Park, Sig, and they played a really strong match here tonight. First half especially, even though the lead was only a goal at that point, I thought they really controlled and kind of set the tempo in this one and go on to pick up the victory here.
Yeah, that was a big thing. They got control of the game or the match in the first half and kept it, put pressure on, good passing, good movement of the ball, and took some good quality shots. So they did what they wanted to do, get out there and play a solid game. And they come out with a victory, 4-1.
Park Center did some better things late in the match, but I think overall they have some things that they want to work on based on tonight as well. But obviously plenty of season to go for both teams. We expect them both to be pretty solid when all is said and done here. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight's telecast. The girls game goes to Champlin Park, and so does the boys. Our final in the boys contest here on CCX. Champlin Park 4, Park Center 1. For Sig Ligry and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Park Center.